Okay, so let's get right into it. You've got the skills, you've got the resume, and you finally landed that huge interview for a leadership role. But what is it that really separates the person who gets the offer from everyone else? Well, a lot of the time, it just comes down to the words you use.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. See, your experience gets you in the door, but it's your communication that proves you actually belong there. At a high level, interviewers aren't just checking boxes on your resume, they're looking for executive presence, and that comes through in every single word you say.
So that's the big question, right? How do you do it? Well, the answer isn't about memorizing a bunch of perfect answers. It's about a shift in your mindset. And that's exactly what we're going to break down here. How to turn those common interview stumbles into moments where you really shine.
First things first, the interview doesn't start when they ask you the first question. No way. It starts way before that. Your success is really built on a foundation of solid, strategic prep and showing you have the right mindset from the second you walk in the door. Okay, just look at the difference here. Asking, what does your company do is honestly a massive red flag. It basically screams, I didn't even do the minimum amount of homework. But the statement on the right, wow. That immediately tells them you're interested, you take initiative, and you respect their time. You've already put yourself miles ahead of the competition.
And this is where it gets really strategic. You're not just trying to flatter them. This is about showing that you have foresight. You're proving you understand where they sit in the market, and you're not just looking for a job, you are seriously considering this job. All right, so once you've set that strategic stage, it's time to talk about you. But how you frame your own professional story, well, that's absolutely critical. This one's a classic mistake. I mean, think about it. Nobody wants to hire a complainer. It just makes them think you might be difficult to work with. But when you frame it as a search for new challenges and growth, that shows ambition. It shows you're positive and looking forward. And those are key leadership traits. The difference here is all about the power dynamic. Saying, I need this job, just sounds desperate. But talking about alignment, that completely changes the conversation. You're no longer just asking for something, you're becoming a potential partner. You're basically saying, I'm figuring out if this is the right move for me, just like you're figuring out if I'm the right fit for you. So what happens if you have a real gap in your experience? You reframe it. Saying I have no experience is just a dead end. But the sentence on the right, that tells a story. It shows you're proactive, you're adaptable, and you're turning a potential negative into a huge positive. Okay, let's talk about what is, for my money, the most important part of any senior level interview. This is the moment where you can completely flip the script. It's when they turn to you and say, so, do you have any questions for us? Let me be clear. Saying no here is one of the biggest interview killers. It just screams a lack of interest, or worse, a lack of preparation. The only right answer is a confident yes. You absolutely have to have questions ready to go. And we're not talking about just any questions. This isn't the time to ask about vacation days. You need strategic questions. Asking about success and challenges shows you're already thinking like a member of the team. You're thinking about how you can deliver value right away. And here is the real magic of it all. When you ask smart, insightful questions, you're not a candidate being interrogated anymore. You become a peer, a potential colleague, a problem solver having a conversation. It is a total game changer.
So let's wrap this all up. Let's boil it all down to one single, powerful idea that you can carry with you into your next big interview.
This right here is the fundamental truth. Every single answer you give, every question you ask, it's all a piece of data. It's telling the interviewer who you really are and showing them if you have the mindset of a prepared, professional future leader. And you know, this slide just lays out the formula perfectly. It really is that simple. It all starts with deep, meaningful preparation. That preparation allows you to communicate strategically. And when you nail both of those things, the job offer becomes the logical next step. So we'll leave you with this to think about. What's that one question that always trips you up? Because really thinking about that and figuring out how to frame your answer using the strategies we've talked about today, well, that's the final piece of the puzzle to truly mastering the art of the interview.